pretty damn good. Guys, such a great team win. Such a great team win. Man, this is a special group. This is a special group. And I'm so proud to be your coach. So proud to be here with you guys. But, man, this work's just getting started now, man. This work's just getting started now, man.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Mike DeRocco, and RJ Saunders.
All right, haven't had this quartet around officially before, and welcome into Jaguars Today. D-Rock just skating in here by the skin of his teeth. Not on Coughlin time today, sir.
No.
By the way, what is Liam Cohen time? Would you describe just being on time?
Yeah,
like a normal person.
Yeah,
yeah, kind of thing.
You said it, not me.
Well, I mean, look, TC's not normal. That's not normal to find someone to lock a door 5 minutes before the scheduled start time of a meeting. That's not normal. I'm sorry.
It is a little bit. What's the word I'm looking for?
Not normal.
Psycho. No,
that's a little strong. That's a little strong.
Controlling, maybe?
Controlling.
Yes,
we'll very anal retentive.
Okay, we'll go with whatever.
Well, if you took intro to psych, you're well aware. All right. So anyway, good morning. Good morning, Tony Smith.
Good morning.
We got a lot going on today, it feels like. It's a very big day for the Jaguars. Happy Trent Baalke departure day. Anniversary number 1. What? Are you kidding me? Jaguar fans?
No, yeah, I just didn't
celebrate the hell out of that, man.
I just didn't know that that's what we were calling it.
What do you want? Trent Baalke fired day? I mean, departure day just sounds a little more alliterative.
I did not have any kind of thought in my head about what it would be called. So we'll go with whatever you guys
I'm calling
want.
it Trent Baalke departure day, which changed the direction of this franchise, right? I mean, as we've all watched it play out in Buffalo. You saw the press conference yesterday with Terry Pegula, the owner, and Brandon Beane, who I don't even know what his title is now. He's getting promoted for what a bang-up job he's done, apparently, where, nothing's my fault. Wasn't my fault. No, Keon Coleman never wanted that guy. Like, you realize he's still on your team, right? And you probably want to have him play his best possible football while he remains on your team. I don't know what kind of headspace that put him in, but that just reminded a lot of Jaguar fans. I think yesterday I saw it going around a lot of the press conference with Trent there and just like the hostage video.
That was yesterday's was worse.
It was bad. No, it was bad. You're right.
I mean, look, when you cover the Jags, you are in a lot of strange press conferences. It's just the way it is. In my entire career, that was the weirdest press conference and most unusual, bizarre, however you want to describe it. The one we're talking about, the Baalke shod one, asking about cleaning house and stuff, and then all of a sudden, Dr. Kaplan is getting fired in that. You know what I mean? It was very
if it was
bizarre.
Clean house, we'd have to get rid of the medical staff.
Right.
No, you don't.
So that Pegula and Bean one yesterday blows that thing out of the water. And I'm following it on Twitter because, to me, sitting in it, I don't know that I would have been able to not turn around and go, what the hell are we doing here?
Yeah.
What is going on in this press conference? Is this real? But following it on Twitter, it was just, I can't believe he said that. Okay, he said something even worse. I can't believe he said that. It was crazy.
Yeah, the thing with Coleman was very interesting because they put it all on McDermott, basically, and this really wasn't. We listened to the coaching staff. When there's video of Brandon Beane in the lead up to the draft, being documented behind the scenes that didn't come out until after the draft, going, I'm glad he ran that 40 because he's going to fall to us now. Or, who are you going to take? The reporters, who are you going to take with the first pick? And again, this was not for public consumption until after it played out. He goes, well, unless somebody offers us something stupid, we're taking Keon Coleman with the pick. And I guess you could argue that he had just acquiesced to Sean McDermott at that point in time, but seemed at the time that he was in favor of it or, in lockstep with it. And I guess that's what you have to do, even if you're not, right, to some degree. But, it was I just very glad right now it seems like we don't have any kind of dysfunction happening. And so let's celebrate the 1-year anniversary of that.
The importance of alignment within your organization cannot be overstated.
No doubt. I mean,
Cannot be overstated. That is the biggest reason I think the Jags are headed in the right direction. That alone, forget how good of a coach Liam is, forget that he fixed Trevor, forget that guys had great the alignment between the top three guys and agreement in what they want to do and how they want to do it is the most important reason.
There's no tug of war.
No, not at all. Not at all. Like no matter what happened, no matter who the Bills hire, it's going to be a mess. They could bring Tomlin in and it's still going to be a mess. Because clearly you have a GM who has his own agenda.
mm-hmm.
You have an owner who is in lockstep or at least listening to the GM way more than he listened to the coach. It's going to be a mess. It's just going to be an absolute mess.
Well, Brian Daboll is apparently coveting that job, and he was there,
I guess,
so maybe
yeah.
he's used to it, right? And maybe he gets along with Bean, and who knows? You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, somebody must.
You get along until it's not going the way the guy wants it to go.
It's kind of how Jaguars Today works. Where's Denmark today? No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke, for goodness
poor
sakes.
RJ,
RJ's like, wait a minute. What did I get into?
Ryan's already on the wall.
Did you make him bring you in, like breakfast on Monday?
I don't
or
make
something?
anybody do anything.
No?
The only
There's
thing
no
we've
hazing?
all agreed.
No
We've all agreed to the breakfast bowl. I don't make you buy breakfast when you lose. You made you buy breakfast when you lose, and I make myself buy breakfast when I lose, and all that. So anyway, so congrats to Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen.
Yeah.
Finalists for multiple NFL awards, and we'll discuss that throughout the course of the next 2 hours as well. Trevor is a top 5 finalist for MVP and Comeback Player of the Year, and Liam Cohen is a finalist for Coach of the Year. So what that means is the vote's already in. They're trying to build some drama. This is, all right, when do we announce it, right? We lay it out.
Gotta watch the
Then we have a
show.
few weeks of discussion, and the NFL Honors does it during the week of the Super Bowl, and you'll find out. And Trevor's not going to win MVP.
Probably not.
Tell you that right. I don't think there's much of a chance in hell.
It's
that he
more
wins
about
MVP.
how many votes did he get and where were they?
Right. I think
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance he comes in 5th or maybe 4th. Maybe he gets ahead of McCaffrey. But I think it's going to go with the guys that have been more the usual suspects along the way. I don't think Liam Cohen wins Coach of the Year, although I think he's got a better chance to win that than Trevor does MVP.
Yes.
This time around, but I still don't think he wins it. But I wouldn't be 100% shocked if he did. Right? When you look at this, it depends again to me.
When did people vote?
When did they vote? Did they vote in the beginning of December? Did they vote after week 18? I'm really not sure what the process. Do you know what the official process is?
Yeah, the votes were due right, I think, at the end of the regular season.
End of the regular season. Okay,
Yes.
like after the final Sunday of the regular season.
I don't know what the actual deadline was, but I know that the voting did not go into the postseason. Like,
right. It
so,
should,
yeah.
and it shouldn't. It's a regular season award.
Right.
That's fine.
but you could. I don't know when you could start submitting your votes. I just know that it ended at the end of the regular season or near the end of the regular season.
Right, but when these finalist list comes out, that's because they've already tabulated it and they know these
Right.
are the
Yeah,
top
they've
5
had
vote
the-
getters.
yeah,
And
they've
so
had
they
the
know who the
votes.
league MVP is going
Yeah.
to be, and that's fine. You know, they want to create their own drama, and that's all well and good. And now, in addition to that, because success breeds people who covet what you have, people are really taking runs at Anthony Campanile and Grant Udinski to be considered for a head coaching position. I don't know if Udinski's going to get the Cleveland job, but he's getting a second interview. Grant Udinski or Anthony Campanile, Tony, I think we felt a little safe. I didn't think he was going to get the Baltimore job.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Miami got filled, I felt like, oh, that's probably good for us. And now Arizona pops up, and I mean, God bless you if you want to take that job, man. When you look at that division and how stacked it is right now, and you don't have a crystal clear answer at the quarterback position unless you are a believer
Same
in
thing in
Kyler
Cleveland.
Murray. No, I not as stacked though.
No, but it's as bad of a job, maybe even worse.
It's a bad job. I don't know. The Bidwells are notoriously cheap. You know, at least that's the book on them. Neither one is super attractive, but it depends on how many more, you don't know what's going to happen. You're the hot guy now. You may not be the hot guy next year. What if the Jags take a step back? What if Trevor Lawrence gets hurt and the offense falls apart and the Jags win 8 next year? Whatever. I don't know. Do you still have that kind of juice? And I understand Grant Udinski's super young, and you don't want to get into a bad job, but at the same time, Mike, Tony and I talked about this a little bit yesterday. I think you got to be more careful if you're a Mike McDaniel type, because you don't get a third chance, right?
Correct.
To fail. If you fail twice, you're not going to get that third job. So he had to be a little bit more selective. Well, I could go orchestrate the offense with Justin Herbert, hopefully get those tackles back for a year or so, and maybe get back into the pool where I'm more of a strong candidate for a better opportunity. I don't know. I think if you're Grant Udinski and you get offered a head coaching job, it would take some big ones to turn it down at his age. But who knows? It's great to have options. So today, our question of the day is this, and it's very one-sided right now, but I want to talk about the implications of both throughout the course of the show today. We know that Campanile and Udinski are getting consideration for different head coaching jobs. So if you could afford to lose one, or if you could only keep one, which one would you rather keep? Anthony Campanile or Grant Udinski? I'd like to keep them both. For their sake, I hope they both get head coaching jobs. But I'm not as concerned with their sake as I am the overall Jacksonville Jaguar franchise's sake. So I hope, as much as I look for them to have forward progress in their careers, that happens for another year here in Jacksonville. So we got a lot to get into today. If you want to weigh in on any of it, 641-1010 on the Key Buick GMC phone lines. Also the same number for the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You can hit us up on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL, Fat Tony, at ESPN DeRocco, and at R has no J, or stream us on YouTube, X, or Facebook. You're listening to Jaguars Today. We invite you to keep it right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Duval Ford. Commercial truck season happening right now with big number one Duval Ford. Your business can drive off with serious savings thanks to Section 179 of the IRS tax code. You can immediately deduct the full purchase price of qualifying new or pre-owned work trucks and equipment this year instead of depreciating it over time. Upgrade your fleet, lower your tax bill, and get to work fast. Visit DuvalFord.com to explore inventory or stop by 1616 Cassett Avenue today.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Some situations call for mystery.
Yes. The answer would be
And sometimes they call for 1010XL.
bingo.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family's secret, Dandy is never frozen. Always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses. No dry, crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little guy with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand and a quality sandwich. So do what I do, stop in at a Circle K and make yours a Dandy today.
Jaguars Today, Thursday, is brought to you by
Cannons of Jacksonville.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
He thinks he knows what he's talking about.
Of course.
Find out if he does.
Is there anything else we need to know?
Catch CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco every Friday afternoon on The Franchi Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
If your home doesn't have a fireplace, CSS can install a beautiful electric or gas fireplace from Heat & Glow with no major remodel required. See their showroom or CSSOutdoor.com for a free estimate. CSS, you dream it, we build it.
Hey, Hicken here. Leave all the 2025 dirt and celebrate the new year with our friends from Zero Res. Carpets, tile, hardwood, LVP, area rugs, upholstery. Basically every surface in your home can be Zero Resified. Time to call the cleaner pros at Zero Res, and don't forget about your air ducts. Zero Res has a 4.9 rating on Google with more than 8,000 reviews. Bring in the new year with 20% off carpet and upholstery cleaning, plus take $100 off your air duct cleaning when you mention 1010XL. 287-5727 or book online at ZeroWestJacksonville.com.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Start your new year off healthy and get screened at Ackerman Cancer Center with on-site imaging, including whole-body MRI, PET and CT scans, and mammography. Early detection is key. Visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Hi, this is Dave Barker with IHRS. People ask, are your solutions for thinning hair permanent? Yes, our solutions have permanent natural results and are guaranteed to work. Put our 35 years of experience helping 10,000 plus men and women to work for your thinning hair. Our trademark hair transplant procedures will give you 3 times more hair in one procedure. PRP and laser treatments are fast, easy, and effective, and only take 30 minutes. Most of our staff have experienced hair loss ourselves. Our caring and confidential team can help you look better and feel better about yourself and restoring your hair again.
For your confidential consultation, call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or go to hairforme.com. That's hairforme.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Mike DeRocco Thursday on Jaguars Today is covered by Lee and Kate's Glass on 1010XL.
D-Rock in the house. D-Rock. Surprise you at all that 88% of people would rather keep Anthony Campanile than Grant Udinski.
No, that doesn't surprise
I guess
me.
it's a binary choice, right? Even if it's close to, like, I think Udinski has a lot of value.
Oh, without question. And Trevor has credited him for helping with the turnaround significantly.
And is there anything more important than the way Trevor Lawrence plays for this football team?
No.
Nothing.
Not at all.
Not even close, in my opinion. Not even close. So there is that aspect of it. Like, I get it, though. He doesn't run. It's Liam Cohen's offense, but obviously he's done a good enough job to be a first-time OC who doesn't call plays and to get multiple openings interviewing you for their head job.
And a guy that's only been in the NFL like 5 years.
Right. Pretty amazing.
He is. He's part of the McVay tree. You know, so
everybody
that's
wants
the hot. Yeah, that's what everybody wants. And I think we were talking off the air, or maybe it was on the air. I can't remember, just a little bit ago, about him and taking jobs, and you know, he's the hot guy now. Could he be the hot guy next year? You never know. Maybe he takes one of these jobs just because 30 years old and I'm a head coach in the NFL.
Right.
I mean, there's only 32 of those things. But, man, the rise has been medium. If Trevor had just been okay this year, would he have the job opportunities right now?
No, I don't think so.
Right. So it's so tenuous, you know, being the hot guy, not being the hot guy. But I think if he doesn't take the job this year, these jobs this year, or any job this year, I think he'll have more opportunities next year, year after, because we don't expect Trevor to take a step back. But it could happen.
You hope not.
No, but the way these guys think, they don't think that's not even in their head. It's like, yeah, if I turn this job down, what happens if Trevor stinks next year? That's like not in their head.
Right, I get
I mean?
it. That doesn't mean it can't happen.
Correct.
It just, I get it, right?
That's
not
the
their
way,
approach.
Correct.
And if you are Grant Udinski, you go, well, if Buffalo wants to, I mean, I don't think he's going to get the Buffalo job. I haven't heard that kind of buzz. I think there's a really good chance he gets the Cleveland job. You know, just reading the tea leaves, a really good chance. And there's some thought that, you know, Jim Schwartz, who they want to retain, they're trying to convince, hey, I know somebody be coming in leapfrogging you, but how would you like to be the defensive coordinator, maybe with a nice raise in pay if it goes that route?
And maybe as assistant head coach, too.
Something like that, right? But the fact that he's even getting interviewed for a job where you could run an offense led by Josh Allen, who is at the moment the reigning MVP, probably makes him think, I'd probably get some better opportunities in Cleveland next year. But some of those opportunities, Baltimore's going to fill up with a new guy. Pittsburgh's filling up with a new guy. Buffalo's filling up with a new guy. So there's 10 jobs that are turning over this year that very likely are not going to turn over after 1 year, although it's not unprecedented. So maybe one or two of the bad ones do, but those are not the ones you're going to be that interested in anyway. I don't know. You can't predict which. I mean, I guess you can. You could probably go through and say, do I want the Jets job? And maybe you would.
No.
Well, but maybe you would next year because in 27 you're going to have 3 first-round picks.
That is true.
And Arch Manning could be like, if you feel that way about him compared to this year's quarterback crop, and I'm just using him as an example.
Right.
You might look at that and say, man, they got resources that we can turn this thing around very quickly. Cleveland picking, I think, fourth, Tone? Are they fourth?
I think it's fourth.
I think it's 4. It's 4 or 6, whatever it is. There's only felt to be one true franchise quarterback in this draft, if that, depending on how you feel about Fernando Mendoza.
But we
they're
also
not going to get him.
I mean, I don't know how many people thought Jackson Dart was going to be a franchise quarterback. I mean, those guys can come out of nowhere. But, yeah, I mean, next year's quarterback class at this moment appears to be significantly better.
It's considered to be significant.
Yeah.
6. Okay, so 6-24 is what they've got, courtesy of that trade last year. D-Rock, before we get to these phone calls, reports came out yesterday. I'm hoping I'm saying this close to right. Matthew Arajo, is the cornerbacks coach in Miami, and the Jags would be adding him as a secondary defensive backs coach. And people, noted he's got a connection with Anthony Campanile, and people have speculated, well, does that mean that Camp is more likely to be here? And then other people say, well, what this is, smart move, because now you've got a guy who was considered for the Jets defensive coordinator job at one point, that he would be a strong candidate if you were going to go out and hire a defensive coordinator to be one of those young upcoming guys that you would consider right there. And keeping in mind, Anthony Campanile did it for the first time last year himself. Right. But you made the point that, well, as we were just talking on the break, that, well, if Campanile goes to Arizona, why wouldn't he offer him the defensive coordinator job there? And how do you know that he would choose Jacksonville as opposed to, especially if you hire him as the defensive backs coach, unless there's something in the contract that he's agreeing that if Campanile takes a head coaching gig, he gets promoted to, which would be a pretty good deal for him to sign, because there's no guarantee that Campanile gets a head coaching gig.
Right. But the thinking would be, if you're him and in that situation, well, Camp's going to be a head coach eventually. I'm a young and upcoming guy. This will give me a chance to be a defensive coordinator maybe in 2 years. Who knows? And I don't. It's just a very weird situation to hire an assistant coach when you're not sure if that guy's boss is going to be here.
Right.
I don't think Campanile is going to get one of the head jobs. I think there's more of a chance Udinski does, but it's just it's a risk.
I feel like it's there's some growing sentiment out there because Arizona, I think it's going to be a tough sell. You go into a division with arguably the 2 best teams in football in Seattle and the Rams this year. San Francisco, always tough. One of the final 8 alive in the postseason. And who's your quarterback? Do you believe in Kyler Murray, or does he have
no?
Right. So if you don't, you got 33, 34-year-old Jacoby Brissett and not in position to get a franchise quarterback.
Right. Well, I mean, do you believe – I mean, Cleveland's in a little bit better situation as opposed with the quarterback situation.
A little bit more pick. Maybe you give Shador a year and see how it works out. I mean, that's a possibility. Depends on how you feel about him.
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons that made this job so attractive, despite the national perception, was Trevor Lawrence. And there was a guy that they were committed to that had a lot of success and had a long stretch, 22 into 23, where he was one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So there was something there that you knew you could build on and refine. I don't know that there's any of that, certainly not in Arizona. I don't think it's there in Cleveland. You know,
if I'm Cleveland, if I'm taking over, I want to trade Myles Garrett for as much as I can possibly get. I'm serious. By the time you get good, likely, Myles Garrett's going to be 3 years older, and will he be the same guy? Right now, you could probably get, what could you get from Myles Garrett? 2 first-round picks plus, right? I mean, more than 2 first-rounders, I think you would get from Myles Garrett.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if you likely could have gotten more if you had been willing to do it before you had given him the deal even.
Possibly.
Right, like when you...
But he was going to want that deal no matter where he got
when you were trading
to.
him and you knew now the team that's trading for him is willing to make the deal, right? Like no one's going to trade for Myles Garrett and not have what they're willing to pay him in mind when they're making that deal last offseason. So maybe you would have been in better shape trying to move him last year because it's not like Cleveland had high expectations this year, you know, for what they were going to be. So, look, he had a magical season, and he's got the record, right? And cool for Cleveland fans that they get to talk about that for the next 20 years as a bright, shining moment, you know, for the franchise.
Right.
But I don't know what else you could possibly get out of Myles Garrett than you've already gotten.
Other than a reset,
right?
You know, the capital that comes with, you know, shipping him off and all that. So anyway, we can't control what happens, but you know, me personally, I hope that, you know, teams don't pull the trigger on him. As disappointing as that would be for them individually, got to come back to a team that won 13 games last year, whose players seem to love both of these guys. I mean, the chemistry, that level of it is something that they turned around so much in what, if you are not on board with both feet in, you're gone. You're out of here.
Right.
And that's just the way it's going to be. And we're not going to sit by and babysit you and pacify you. And it's our vision or none. And it's all, you know, it's got to be everybody pulling in the same direction. And they were able to accomplish that in really less than 1 calendar year. You know, again, 1 year ago today, none of those guys were hired here.
Right.
You know, it wasn't long before they turned things around with Liam Cohen, but as of 1 year ago, that wasn't the case.
And guess what, Jags fans? This is what happens when you're good. You got teams trying to raise. Like, so this is going to be an annual thing.
Good problem.
Yes.
Much better than, hey, we had to let go 6 of our assistant coaches because they're just not any good, right? Because seriously, right? Like, you know, there's not that. Ron Miles is gone, but maybe he wasn't, you know, this is like a young, upcoming group of coaches, and he was a little, you know, age-wise, didn't fit perfectly. And maybe it was just, you know, somewhat performance-based, whatever. I don't know all the particulars on it, but you know, that's where we're at right now. So we'll keep an eye on it. Really, it's out of our hands with Camp and Udinski. All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back. If you're on the line, we'll get to you coming up here in this next segment. So a little patience for us at 641-1010 on the Key Buick GMC phone lines. Your question of the day, skewing heavily in one direction, but that's all right. Love to hear your thought on this, either just simply by voting or if you want to give a comment as to why you went that way. Would you rather keep Campanile or Udinski? If you could only keep one of those 2 coordinators during this head coach hiring cycle, that's just the way it's going right now, that they're getting a lot of interest. Mike DeRocco in studio with us. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
Playoff football calls for the grill. The January Rancher Box from local Fair Jacks is packed with pasture-raised beef, free-range chicken, and pork. All local, all delivered. Stock up for game day at localfairjacks.com.
You're locked into Jaguars Today Thursday with Cannons of Jacksonville. Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Frank Frazier here. This month marks a big milestone for Nimnick Chevrolet. 85 years of serving Jacksonville since 1941. Nimnick's been more than a dealership. It's part of the community. 4 generations of families, thousands of vehicles sold, and a reputation built on doing things the right way. When you hear nobody but Nimnick, that's 85 years of trust behind it. If you bought a car from Nimnick, serviced one, or participated in one of the causes, you're part of the legacy. So stop by and celebrate 85 years with Nimnick, corner of Park and Cassett. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
The Jacksonville Icemen are back in town this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday, it's Lizard Kings weekend. Go back in time to the mid to late 90s and pay tribute to our hockey roots. The Icemen will transform into the Lizard Kings with specialty jerseys and themed music. Friday, the first 2,000 fans get a Tom Coughlin bobblehead. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksonvilleIcemen.com, or call 904-602-PUCK. Iceman hockey is #Sub-Zero.
I'm with Fred from Cycles of Jacksonville. We always talk about Honda, Triumph, so many great bikes, but Aprilia from Italy is also a beautiful line.
It is absolutely gorgeous, and it is a fine sport bike. It's one that when you take your helmet off, you're never frowning. You're always smiling.
So if you want to treat yourself to something really special on the road, that's a line they should look into?
Absolutely, and we've got them in stock and ready to roll.
All right, make sure you check them out. They are on Atlantic near Regency. CyclesofJacksonville.com is a great place to go, or check out their Facebook page. That's Cycles of Jacksonville.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, the adorable chess man on the tracks.
There are two things you should ask yourself about your garage floor. How clean is it now, and how clean would you like it to be? A typical bare concrete floor doesn't just collect dirt, it makes dirt.
It is literally made of dirt.
As much as you sweep and mop, the dust and grit just never ends.
And drips from your car seep into the pores, staining the concrete forever.
A Checkmate multi-layer floor resists drips and stains. It comes in your choice of dozens of colors and sweeps up sparkling clean in just seconds.
No need to wear shoes in the garage and track dirt back in the house.
Gorgeous?
Check. Durable?
Check. Tidy enough to walk on wearing clean white socks? Checkmate.
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit CheckmateCoatings.com. That's CheckmateCoatings.com.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer. Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
You'll always feel good when you send someone a Kuhn Flowers floral or plant arrangement. This is RJ with 1010XL, and no matter what the reason, Kuhn Flowers has always come through for me. Order online at KuhnFlowers.com.
If you're listening to 1010 and you're a parent, chances are your kids are playing sports. Check out i9sports.com with spring and summer registration open right now. In the gym or on the field, and now at Tocoi Creek High School and Westside Middle. Check it out, i9sports.com.
Hi, I'm Jeff Winkler, CEO of Beam. Thanks to the players, we're providing emergency assistance and helping families achieve economic stability. Start getting ready. It's 47 days until the Players' Championship.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Mike Del Rocco is protected by Lee and Kate's Glass. New look, same great service on 1010XL.
All right, checking in on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. This one here, Udinski could end up like Byron Leftwich if he were to decline openings now. Remember when he was a hot up-and-comer? I don't know if it's the exact one-to-one comparison because Udinski is so young, but Byron was a young candidate for a head coach here in Jacksonville. Did he get another interview somewhere for a head coaching gig? I want to say like Arizona.
I think so, yes. I'm trying to remember where it was as well.
I want to say it was Arizona.
Yeah, but he came the closest here
to
getting
absolutely.
the job, yeah.
I think it was felt he was a finalist. It was Doug Peterson or Byron at the time.
And then I don't think he's coached since.
I don't think he has at all in any capacity.
Correct.
Weren't there reports out there that there were individuals who thought that Leftwich had already gotten the job? Almost,
oh, absolutely.
Where there was like that thought process.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yes, just pen needs to be put to paper and Leftwich would be the new head coach.
And I'm sure, look, Byron Leftwich wanted the job. It's not like Byron Leftwich turned down the opportunity to be a head coach.
Correct.
So, but it is a case in point that just because you're the hot guy in one or two cycles doesn't necessarily mean it lasts forever. To the extreme of Mike's point, Byron hasn't even coached in the league and as an assistant.
And looking at it, New England was the team that apparently he interviewed for the head coaching spot before they hired Vrabel, like during that run a couple of years ago when they made the decision to go with Vrabel.
That's pretty recent.
Yeah. It's a couple of years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Vrabel was last year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So he interviewed with New England last
year?
I didn't realize.
Who knows what the situation is there? They had made the decision on Vrabel so early. Like, those were the indications that they were just trying to do. They
Fill
have
the
to
Rooney
interview
Rule
so many.
requirements.
Yeah.
I mean, that could have been. We don't
Right.
know. And if you're a guy who hasn't been in the league for a couple of years, at that point, are you going to turn down a head coaching interview? Right. You see who threw his name in the hat for the Browns job yesterday?
No, who?
Mike Martz. Remember Mike Martz?
I
Greatest
do.
show on turf,
I do.
right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
think about it. Mike Martz. How old do you think Mike Martz is? Greatest show on turf was like around
99, 2000.
99, 2000, right? So 26 years ago. How
He was
old
pretty young when all that was
Mike
going on. I
Martz?
would say like 60.
I'm going to guess right now he's 78.
63.
Yeah.
See, I thought more like you. I thought Mike Martz, he always looked old to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? He's one of those guys that just looked old, but he's like, oh yeah, I could absolutely do that. Let's see here. Another one. Not sure who made the comment. That would be Mike DeRocco of ESPN, but I agreed with it. That who thought Jackson Dart would be a franchise quarterback? Anyone with eyeballs who actually watched the kid play, that's who. Well, that's why he didn't go second in the draft, right? Every
Right.
quarterback who's a surefire thing, you're not going to fall to sixth in the draft. You're just not.
Yep.
So, sorry,
And
you
let's
as
be
an
hon-
Ole Miss fan
Correct.
felt a
There we
certain
go.
way about Jackson Dart. That's my takeaway from that. Maybe you're not an Ole Miss fan.
And
I
let's
don't
be
know.
honest, we still don't know if he's a franchise quarterback. Gets hurt all the time.
He does.
That's
He
not
does.
good. So, I mean, look, he's a good player. I like him, but
yeah.
I didn't view him as a guy that you were going to build a franchise around.
Right. I
Look,
didn't.
quarterbacks-
You don't have eyes, though.
Yeah, well, maybe not. Any quarterback that's remotely competent is going to get drafted higher than they should because teams are always looking for the franchise quarterback. And
Yes.
and they're going to take a guy way higher than they should because they're desperate
Look
to try
at
and find
Trevor's
that guy.
draft class. Look at all the guys that went
Yeah.
so high in that quarterback group. And most of them have washed out. Their opportunity to be seen as a starter, not completely out of the league necessarily, but they are ticketed for careers as backups and nothing more with the occasional spot start, most of the rest of the way. You're right.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is, So for a guy in a pretty thin quarterback class to last, past the second pick, that nobody was willing to make a move up when Cleveland was willing to trade out of the spot, and then not only traded out of the spot, so they could have taken him at 2, then they passed him again at 5. So they didn't think he was. Now you may say, well,
That's
they're
Cleveland.
idiots. That's
Yeah.
Cleveland. But they're NFL evaluators. They're trying to win, and obviously they went about it the way that they did, and it didn't work out very well for them, and it generally hasn't. Also, this one on the text line, speaking of Coughlin time, it's a military unspoken rule, my friend. You always arrive 5 to 10 minutes prior to the scheduled formation or meeting time. NFL's not the military, okay? There's a union, okay? That you don't get a union, I don't believe, when you are an enlisted man. And B, correct, nobody should be arriving right at the time. But if I do, I don't expect the door to be locked.
Right.
That's the point. Like, if I'm 1 minute early to work, I'm still here, and I don't expect to be locked out because I wasn't.
You guys didn't lock me out today.
You came running it, but because things happen, right? That's why.
And we're not the
that's how
military.
normal people-
Ta-da.
And we're not the military.
It's
Exactly.
not. It's not your apples to grapes there.
Right. If you sign up for the military, look, and I get it. Like that the whole thing of it was just silly. If you want to make the meeting for 11:55, make it for 11:55, and we'll be there.
Well, then you have to be there at 11:50.
Right, but that's exactly that's the thing. Like that's why it's so
absurd.
ridiculous.
It's
You know,
absurd.
like it's an ever moving kind of target as far as that goes. It's interesting, Trevor Lawrence. The comeback player of the year.
See, I think to me, he should win that award.
Do you?
I do. Because for the couple of reasons. Number one, phenomenal second half of the year. Okay. He had been all beat to hell over the last 2 years. The way he got knocked out of the season last year was awful with the hit from Azeez Al-Shaair, plus the bad shoulder. This is his third head coach. And what's the perception of Trevor Lawrence around the entire NFL? He stinks. That was the perception of Trevor, that it was a bust, that he was a huge mistake, and the franchise screwed it up by signing him to a long-term deal. Now they're stuck with this bad quarterback, and wow, what a terrible, terrible investment the Jaguars made. So that's the perception of Trevor. Now all of a sudden,
for some, yes.
Yeah, for some, and a large segment of people around the league. So all of a sudden, here he is, 29 touchdown passes, had a great second half of the year. There was nobody better in December than Trevor Lawrence. So if you had that perception of him as being awful, which a lot of people did, and then he puts together that season, that to me says, you know what? That's a hell of a comeback. And I get it. It's probably going to be who Hutchinson wins it, I would think.
Maybe McCaffrey.
I guess with McCaffrey, but
I mean, I don't get Stephon Diggs. That didn't strike me as like I guess
tore the ACL.
Yeah,
but here's the thing.
I mean, I look at his
ACLs
season.
are nothing now.
Well, I look at Stephon Diggs' season. It's not like he put up Pro
He
Bowl
almost
numbers.
had 1,000. I think he had 900. But I mean,
He
yeah,
was good.
Yeah, played on a good team.
Here, did they change the rule on this within the last few years? Right? Like, did they eliminate? Like, you're not supposed to vote for guys who. All these guys are coming back in some part from injury, right? Because you're not supposed to just give it to a guy who come back from
a great year,
being terrible,
Yeah.
right? Because a lot of people, when Phillip Rivers came back, people said, "Oh, well, he just won the Comeback Player of the Year award just by simply going out there and not falling flat on his face," which clearly that's not the case. He didn't get. He wasn't a finalist, and they didn't win a game with Phillip Rivers. So just the mere point of existing and playing is not good enough to make you a comeback player of the year.
But I would, if I had a vote, I would have voted.
He might win it. Who knows?
For a comeback player.
The other finalists, by the way, Christian McCaffrey, Stephon Diggs, you mentioned, Aiden Hutchinson, who played like 6 games last year, parts of 6 games, and then Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys. So that's his competition this time around. So again, I don't think it's the most important thing, but I do think the narrative is so fascinating, right? I mean, we had people calling us this season, during parts of this season. You could tell Liam hates Trevor. You could tell. Because they can read Liam's mind, right? You could tell. The whole thing about put it on his chest, that was a sign of they're never going to. They hate each other.
That's not his guy.
Not his
Trevor
guy.
hates him.
Trevor hates him.
It's a whole lot closer to me being able to tell that the person saying it probably hates Trevor.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Right? And
that's okay. You don't have to like anybody.
I hope you would, when a guy puts in a top 5 MVP performance season, you might go, maybe he's going to turn out better than I thought he would.
No, they're thinking it was lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, and he can do what, like we had a guy call a couple days ago, and he goes, well, how do you, he started off with, did Trevor miss Parker Washington on the last play against Buffalo, which we adjudicated that for a week, but whatever. And then it went to, 13-4, I expect you're supposed to get to the Super Bowl. So how does Denver and New England, who had better records, feel about that? You know what I mean? And it was like, clearly, guy was making a point. No matter what he does, it's not going to be good enough for me, right? Unless he wins the Super Bowl. And then if you don't do it next year, well, why not? It was a fluke, And so there are those people that have bought that. That is the corner they put themselves boxed into. And
Trevor gets no credit for driving him down to take the lead twice in the fourth quarter.
Not from that group.
No,
he doesn't.
And
by the way, Trevor's not without blame in anything. He's not a flawless player, but the league, the people who watch the league for a living have determined that he is one of the 5 most valuable players in that league this year in a market where historically it has been hard to get momentum for season-ending awards and accolades, I think is fair to say.
Correct. Yeah,
right?
Without question.
All right, let's take a time out here. D-Rock's here, got a lot of things we're chewing on today. Campanile v. Udinski, which one, if you could only have one back for 2026, is most crucial to the Jaguars in terms of them retaining, because both are getting multiple job interviews around the National Football League for head coaching openings. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Mike DeRocco, and RJ Saunders. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Your radio highlight reel.
Caught for the touchdown!
1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Has someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI, domestic violence, and all criminal offenses. In your battle with the justice system, there's only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645. 354-5645.
Jaguars Today Thursday is hitched to Cannons of Jacksonville for all your towing needs.
When your home or business deserves more than ordinary glass, you trust the experts. Capital Glass and Shower Doors has been elevating spaces for over 40 years with precision, craftsmanship, and clean, modern design. From sleek frameless shower enclosures to elegant glass railings, wine cabinets, and any custom glass that makes a statement, Capital Glass delivers unmatched quality, service, and attention to detail. Your vision, their expertise. Capital Glass and Shower Doors at capcoglass.com.
Learn everything you need to know about the Jaguars on Duval Rundown. I'm Hayes Carline. Join me each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning at 9:04. You can find Duval Rundown on all the social channels of 1010XL.
Driven by Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside.
Did you know your roof ages from the inside out? By the time you see a leak, damage already exists beneath the shingles. Sun exposure, humidity, and seasonal storms slowly weaken roofing materials over time. If your roof is 15 years old or more, then now is the time to start planning, not reacting. At Endless Summer Roofing, we provide professional inspections and clear guidance so you can make informed decisions. Visit EndlessSummerRoofing.com to schedule a free inspection. Endless Summer Roofing, protecting your home from Florida's endless summer.
Flame Broiler, the Rice Bowl King, is turning up the flavor with new char wings. These wings are charbroiled, never fried, grilled to perfection for a big taste without the grease. Grab them as a 3-piece or 10-piece side, or make it a meal with a 6 or 8-piece combo, served with rice and a drink. Order pickup or delivery today from any of Flame Broiler's 5 Jacksonville locations, or call 904-619-2786. Flame Broiler, bold flavor done right.
Lauren Brooks here, and if you're getting a tax refund this year, here's a great way to use it. Invest in new tires from Big Chief Tire. I've trusted the Parman family for years because they always take care of my car like it's their own. New tires make your ride safer and more reliable, and that's worth every penny. Schedule the best service in town at WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 and put your refund to work.
Are you searching for a career in the HVAC industry? Florida Home AC is looking for an A-team. Full-time positions for qualified individuals to train for HVAC service technicians, install mechanics, and sales consultants. Just log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and click on careers to find out more. We're talking great compensation, a 5-day work week, no downtime in the off-season, and a company-provided vehicle. Check it all out at FloridaHomeAC.com/career. That's FloridaHomeAC.com/career. Equal opportunity employer.
What Major League Baseball player was once walked intentionally with the bases loaded?
For over 20 years, Southern Oak Insurance has given Floridians a better alternative to their current homeowner's policy. See what you can get with Southern Oak. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Barry Bonds, who has the most career walks, was once walked intentionally with the bases loaded. Better one-run scoring than a whole lot more.
Southern Oak Insurance, our family protecting yours.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Mike Rocco is kept shining by. Lee and Kate's Glass. New look, same great service on 1010XL.
Man, I'm like everybody, D-Rock, I want some free merch. And ET went down to the PGA show down, I think it's in Orlando, right? And he got me a PXG golf hat right there. I'm sure it was, free swag, but manufacturer suggested retail on that bad boy, $40. $40.
What are we doing?
It's a baseball cap, man. It's a hat. It's a hat. Look at how long this
that's a chin strap.
This tag. That's a tag. It's got it actually, like, I can't read that, man. I got no shot at reading any of that, but it's full of small print on how you got to care for this hat. So I appreciate it, though, E. Thank you very much.
I wonder how. Apparently, that show used to be notorious for the amount of free stuff that they gave out to people down there covering that thing. Like, you could go down there and you could come back with almost a full set of clubs, a bunch of balls, some shirts, some pants, some shoes. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Can I get them 1 inch over standard, please? Yeah. If you're going to give me clubs, I got to make sure they fit.
Well, yes, absolutely.
Come on. All right, let's see. Speaking of fits, Robert Saleh is going to be the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, which should make for some more intensity during the Jaguar Titan weeks. We were just talking on the break about, guys kind of blowing their opportunities or what, just making head-scratching decisions at times and playing their way out of lucrative contracts. And we were talking about Kyler Murray on the break, and would he be an option for the Jets, and would that market eat him alive? And then somehow we got on to Brandon Ayuk, right? Who's only 28 years old, Tone.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't play football this year. Stayed away from the team. Goes to the team to the point where they said, we're going to void all the guaranteed money in your contract. He practically begged for a contract extension. Got it. They paid him $30 million a year on average, and then went off the reservation, so to speak, to the point where they took all the guaranteed money away. And then John Lynch said yesterday, it's pretty safe to say he's not going to play any more games.
He's not ever come out and said why he did all that, right?
There's
nothing. Like, no one's heard from him at all.
He posted some kind of video where he went by the stadium like, hey, man, whatever's, like, who is this making you more attracted to? The reason I bring it up in conjunction with Saleh is because I saw somebody suggest, hey, Tennessee needs a number one wide receiver. Saleh knows, he was there and was around Ayuk. Well, yeah, what was he around? Dysfunction. Like, you always hear like, oh, this guy knows so-and-so, he's going to bring him in. Well, he knows them, but that might mean he knows his flaws as well. I'm just talking about from a player talent evaluation. This guy's, you're going to pay him $30 million and he's not going to be content with that. What is going to make him content? Why would I want that around my young, we're trying to mold into a franchise quarterback?
Yeah, hey, I need this guy that's been around me to help get my message through to the rest of the team in the locker room.
I would rather they sign Brandon Ayuk. Honestly, go ahead, sign him. Sign him today, or acquire him, however, by whatever means. But I don't think I think it's going to be a net negative wherever he goes. Now, then again, some guys do act on their best behavior their first year in a new environment. And guys like Stephon Diggs have kind of had that reputation, not to the extent, I don't think, of Ayuk, in my opinion, anyway. I mean, Ayuk just, basically quit. It's weird.
Yeah, a year and a half away from the game is a long time.
Long time, man.
Yeah.
Long time, coming off major injury. But anyway, that's kind of the sidelight to it. Robert Saleh in Tennessee. A lot of his former players rave about him. How do you feel about that hiring from the perspective of how quickly he can get Tennessee back to contention?
It just depends on who he hires. The most important hire is going to be the guy to get Cam Ward right. And if he can, I think Cam Ward's a really, really good quarterback, or can be a really,
talented
really good quarterback.
Yes,
ridiculously talented physically. Make the right hire, and they're back in contention in the division, maybe even as soon as next year.
Wow, you think that quickly?
I think Cam Ward, if you make the right hire, can be really, really good.
Cam
really,
Ward,
really
down the stretch, December 7th against the Browns, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Against 49ers the next week, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Against the Chiefs, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Against the Saints, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. There's a pattern here. And then against the Jags, of course, he led the team down to a score on their first drive and got hurt. And that was it for his season at that point. And now, look, do I want Cam Ward to have a good career? No, because he's playing for a Jaguar rival. You know, I don't have anything personally against the guy other than he puts on a Tennessee Titans uniform. But there had been some thought that Mike McDaniel would pair up with him there. And I think McDaniel is a very bright offensive mind. So he is going to go to the Los Angeles Chargers. So that takes him off the board. The other one you hear is Brian Daboll, possibility there, because Saleh would give him free reign. Offense is yours. I'm going to do the defensive side and the CEO kind of thing. So from that standpoint, should we be hoping that Daboll gets the job as the head guy with the Buffalo Bills?
Yeah, I would think so. Dave, and I think that's where it's headed, because Josh Allen apparently loves him, and get the guy in there that your quarterback loves and has a lot of confidence in. But obviously they got to go through the interview process. There's a Rooney Rule that they got to follow. But I think that's where that's headed. That's what all the reports are, is that he's the favorite and he should end up with that job. So that's good for the Jags then. You got to hope. Look, I think Saleh's a really good coach. He was here. Everybody knows he was here. Good guy. The players do like him. Smart guy. Good defensive mind. Sure. But again, it's going to be it's always about the quarterback. Like we always say, you have to have, if you're a defensive coach, you have to have the right guys, your offensive coordinator, or it's not going to work no matter how good you are as a defensive guy or a motivator or a team builder or whatever. If Liam Cohen wasn't a good play caller or wasn't a good offensive mind, would the Jags be where they are right now? He could have been great in the locker room, could have been a great motivator, and the guys could have loved him. But if he's not as talented as he is calling plays, designing plays, and getting through to the quarterback, it's a mess.
But at the same point, you just can't be that scientist in the lab just coming up with X's and O's and not have any ability to deal with alpha males, a locker room full of those guys. Yeah. So
I think it's a good hire for the Titans, partly because we can beat that dead horse of keep my name out of your mouth and the sign stealing stuff. We can beat that to death over the next 2 or 3 years. I didn't say
I think it was legit, right?
No, look, I'm looking forward to beating the hell out of it. Storylines, great.
Had no problem feeding into that. I'm
really looking forward to the NFL owners meetings to see where those two guys are in the picture.
Yeah, I've seen that suggested. The NFL could do the funniest thing, and put these guys next to each other.
The NFL assigns spots for those guys.
What I think it'd be awesome, like Liam Cohen, if he showed up there like Andy Reid, full Hawaiian shirt, just go that route, and
just like the heck with it.
Andy's at that I don't give a stage of life and coaching. That's just the way it is. All right, hour 2 coming up here on Jaguars Today. A lot of things to dig into. Trevor Lawrence, a top 5 MVP and comeback player of the year finalist. Liam Cohen, a finalist for NFL Coach of the Year. We're asking you today, Udinski, Campanile, if you could only retain one, who's more important for the Jaguars to keep? And it is the 1-year anniversary of Trent Baalke departing the Jaguars organization. A lot going on. 641-1010 gets you on. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
For the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. 1010XL. No, 1010XL takes you inside the program director's office with Dan and Jeff.
I want to be good. Good.
Mornings.
Very good.
You've got to be joking. On 1010XL.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Jaguars Today Thursday is towed by Cannons of Jacksonville.
In the game of vehicle performance and reliability, Atlantic Infinity is always the top pick. This is Hayes Carlyon. Did you know that every certified pre-owned Infinity is inspected, factory backed, with a limited warranty, and gets the same championship level service as a brand new Infinity? Every mile will feel like first class. Check out their full certified inventory now at AtlanticInfinity.com or visit Atlantic Infinity off Atlantic near St. John's Bluff.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA? Who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It's Taylor. Valentine's Day is just a few weeks away, but don't do what you probably do every year. Last-minute grocery store flowers, questionable strawberries, and a box of forgettable chocolate. This year, step up your game. Pre-order fresh, hand-dipped strawberries and beautifully crafted artisan chocolates from Peterbrook Chocolatier. With 15 North Florida locations, you probably drove past one today. Up your game this Valentine's Day with a gift that actually impresses. And trust me, you'll score more points with your Valentine. Find your closest location at peterbrook.com. Peterbrook.com.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, is that a turtleneck?
Can't you feel it, Jason? There's a chill in the air, a definite nip.
I mean, it is January.
In Jacksonville, Jason, I didn't come here for cold.
Well, I wouldn't call this.
Cold weather gives me the sniffles. Sniffles turns to pneumonia. Suddenly, I'm in a hospital bed with a tube down my throat because Florida didn't get the memo about ignoring winter.
So, switch over to heat.
What if my system can't remember how to heat?
Dude, put on these sunglasses.
Whoa.
Bueller Air and Plumbing can make sure your system is ready to switch from cooling to heat. We'll clean your heating coil to get rid of that burning dust smell and make sure you have the coolant pressure to keep your heat pump pumping out the heat.
I had no idea these sunglasses worked in the winter.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
The Florida Forum welcomes former Russian political prisoner and Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Vladimir Kara-Murza at the Center of Performing Arts. Hear his powerful story of courage, imprisonment, and freedom, February 3rd. All proceeds for the Florida Forum benefit the Women's Board of Wolfson Children's Hospital, supporting a new outdoor play area for behavioral health services. Still to come, Chef Jose Andres on March 31st. Get your tickets now at thefloridaforum.com.
Staying active no matter your age is key to living life at its fullest. And Rebound Rehabilitation wants you to know they can get you back up to speed and back in the game pain-free. Rebound Rehabilitation with a dozen locations across the First Coast with top-of-the-line therapists ready to assist you. Neck and back pain, hip, knee, or foot pain, they can help. Excellent patient care combined with the highest quality and rehabilitation services. Look for a Rebound Rehab location near you and get back in the game. ReboundRehab.com.
This is Hayes Carline for Island Wing Company. Great news, we have a new location. In addition to Southside, Durbin, and Fleming Island, you can now enjoy your favorite wings at the brand new Tamaya location on Beach Boulevard. Another great spot offering the ultimate sports bar experience where you can stick to healthy options. Island Wing Company has a wide selection of fryer-free food. The wings are baked, not fried, and were voted best wings in Jacksonville in 2025 by Jacksonville Magazine. Round up your friends and get to Island Wing Company today.
Here's your 1010XL local sports update sponsored by Purple Heart Pools. JU looks to defend its home court tonight as Bellarmine arrives in town with the Knights currently on a 3-game losing skid and the ASUN. Listen to coverage starting at 7 p.m. on 1010XL AM or stream. North Florida men's basketball is home this evening to kick off a 4-game homestand opening up against Eastern Kentucky. Tip-off is at 7. That's your 1010XL local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
Right now, 67 degrees at 11:04. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. D-Rock on Jags Today is brought to you by Lee and Kate's Glass on 1010XL.
All right, I do love, it's a love-hate kind of thing for the text line. Like, there's some that were best just skipping over. Other people like to just give us the latest stuff that they see, just in case we're not aware of it, and we appreciate that. One of those, Schefter tweeting out this morning, Bills are scheduled to interview Grant Udinski for their head coach opening on Sunday. Prior to that, he will have a second interview Friday with the Browns, as we've discussed. I didn't lay out the exact timing of it, but we knew the Browns one was coming up. That's the one I think you got to worry about. I don't get the sense that they're going to turn over the Buffalo Bills to a 30-year-old first-time head coach who's never called plays, but who knows? Who knows? Liam Cohen called plays for 1 year. Right. If Udinski were to get the job in Cleveland or Buffalo or anywhere, and he moved on, Josh Grizzard, do you think he'd be high on the list? He was a guy that I think Liam wanted to potentially bring over from the Bucs last year, but they blocked him from interviewing him for the position. And
so spite block, as it were.
I don't blame him. I would have spite blocked
done the same thing if
I would have done the same exact thing, and every Jaguar fan in roles reversed would have voted for the same exact thing. So I don't fault them for doing that. I think teams are way too nice about that kind of thing anyway. Like if Mike Tomlin comes back next year and decides he wants to coach somewhere else, well, sure, if they give up a couple of first-round picks, they can have you. You're still under contract to us. You decided to step away. We didn't fire you. So that's how I would operate on it, But anyway, that's that. Any thoughts on Grizzard as a potential candidate?
Yeah, I mean, I think if he were going off staff, that would probably be the guy that I would expect him to target or at least have some interest in, obviously because he wanted to bring him here last year. The guy I feel for, kind of honestly, in that scenario is Baker Mayfield's, because that'd be what? Third, essentially, he'd be losing a third key guy in the offense.
He's almost never had a consecutive years. I don't know if he has with the same offensive coordinator.
Right. Canales, obviously. And then Liam. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I feel bad for the kid.
Grizzard this year, and I know a lot of Bucs fans are calling him a sacrificial lamb, that Todd Bowles had to basically put a few pelts up on the wall and say, hey, management, this is where the blame lies for him to stick around for another year. I don't know if that's the case. I'm not as entwined into the Buccaneer
either. But that's, you hear that was sort of I thought Todd Bowles was actually going to get fired. I was surprised he didn't. That was the one coaching spot that I thought, he's gone.
See, that's interesting though. If you think like, hey, if you start looking at the landscape, that could be a job that opens up next year, and that would be, I'd take the Bucs right now if they cut all their players. I'd take the Bucs job over the Browns job. Tony.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot less dysfunction.
And Jason Light's good GM.
Yeah, he is shown to be.
Yes.
All right, let's get a call in here with Chuck in Jacksonville Beach, 641-1010 on the Key Buick GMC phone lines. Good morning, Chuck.
Hey, good morning, guys. Love the show. Kind of along the same lines, I was curious your opinion. Staffing, obviously, is critically important for any head coach to be successful. With Udinski possibly going to Cleveland or what have you, or for that matter, Campanile, with their lack of time, especially with Udinski, do you think that would be a concern that these organizations would have, is his ability to staff successfully as a head coach? I'll take your thoughts off the air.
Yeah, no, look, I think if I'm Grant Udinski and Nate Shieldhouse doesn't get a job as somebody's head coach or offense coordinator, he's the first guy I'm calling, the Rams passing game coordinator, because he's part of that same offensive philosophy tree. Not that it's them paired together. Yes, it could be something, but part of the interview process is, who are some of the guys you'd think about bringing in here?
Those guys have a list.
They have a working list,
going
right?
in those things. I must have misunderstood the question. I thought he was talking about from Liam's standpoint.
No, I think he's saying from Udinski coming in standpoint. Okay. Like, does a 30-year-old have enough gravitational pull to put together the kind of staff that can excel? Well, I mean, I get it. 30's younger, but Liam, 38, 39, did he have that? Well, yes, he did.
Yeah.
Right? And those opportunities, Tone, especially if you're presenting a bright, bold, new organizational, we're breaking the chains of the old way of thinking. We hired this young guy. He's the future. And you want to be a part of that because you saw his ascension. He is going to hopefully, give you an opportunity to. I mean, there's just like there are only 32 head coaching jobs, only 32 defensive coordinators, only 32 offensive coordinators.
I chalk that up to the everybody knows everybody in the business.
Yeah.
Right. So you have the guys that if I'm ever going to get this opportunity, it's not like now is the first time Udinski's probably ever thought that potentially at some point in his life he's going to be a head coach.
Who's
right?
my wish list?
Right. Like that thought's been in his head probably for a while now. So yeah, he's got people that if he gets the job, he's going to call and say, hey, opportunity.
I think it's a good question though.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell you who the best, inside linebackers coach is in the National Football League. I'm not.
Yeah,
it's not of interest. Yeah. That's not,
and a lot of it's connections too.
A lot of it is.
Yeah,
I know you. I coach with you. Does that automatically make you the best candidate? Well, part of it is comfort level, right? I mean, we talked about that. Liam Cohen created a coaching staff where everybody seemed to have. There wasn't any backbiting or infighting. Now, easy, Tony, for that to be the case when you start 4-1. Right. And you pick up some big wins early in the season, but that's the way it played out.
Well, and I think there's a reason that we talk about coaching trees, and some of them we talk about the way that we do. And the reputation of the McVay coaching tree has earned that reputation. Right? Like all these guys know each other. They've all worked together for a while now. So even when they go to new places, they say, hey, come along, bud. Like they have their people that they know and they trust, and they say, look, let's keep the band going. Like they have that kind of reputation. And to this point in the league, it's worked out pretty well with the McVay tree. Like not all trees work out all that well all the time, but this tree seems to be bearing pretty good fruit for the entire league right now.
It's the opposite of the Bill Belichick tree.
Yeah.
Which did not and has not worked. And look, if Udinski gets a job, he's probably going to take a couple of guys from here. You would expect.
Possibly.
Maybe Spencer Whipple's his offensive coordinator, potentially.
Or would Spencer Whipple, having already worked here and knowing he has a quarterback who is an MVP finalist, right, which Trevor Lawrence is. I mean, you go to Cleveland, it was one thing for Grant Udinski, whatever his contributions were going to be as a non-play caller, nobody from Cleveland in that position was going to get a head coaching gig this time around, right? I mean, so do you have the raw material to be successful enough to use that as a stepping stone? I would think if Spencer Whipple had the option to be Trevor Lawrence's offensive coordinator or go to Cleveland, you'd take the Jacksonville job all day.
No question.
Right? I mean, it's the same thing. If you had the choice, if you're Udinski, to take Buffalo versus Cleveland, you take Buffalo.
Yeah.
Right?
Without question. Yes. Yeah.
Do you think, well, let's hold that thought, and let's talk about guys on the staff that might be in line for a larger role if one of these things goes down. We don't know, and again, what the best for all these guys who have served the Jaguars well, I just hope that best comes a little bit further along in the future when the Jags have had a chance to further establish the culture that they put in place here over the last calendar year. Mike Dempsey, along with Tony Smith, Mike DeRocco, RJ Saunders is here. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for my friends at Dandy Foods. Locally owned and operated by you-know-who, the Thompson family. Great fans of the local sports scene, great fans of the local community. They've been serving you since 1956 for 70 years. I've talked about Dandy's products for well over a decade now. Personally enjoyed them for about 3 times as long. Dandy is the perfect go-to when you're in a hurry and you don't want the hassle of a long wait, whether it's a hearty Italian footlong, maybe a delicious chicken salad sandwich. You can't go wrong. Dandy's got fantastic variety in their menu and a great value compared to the drive-thru. Fast, fresh, always tasty, and waiting for you at the cold case in convenience stores all over town. As a matter of fact, next time you're on the west side, stop in at the Kickstart Food Store located at Commonwealth and 295 with a great selection of Dandy sandwiches, enough to satisfy even the heartiest of appetites. If you want fresh quality products in Duval, Dandy's the name to know. So when you're hungry, do what I do. Go out and make yours a Dandy and do it today.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. He's the life of the party.
Thank you, let's all get down, get funky.
Joe C.
I do voices.
Join the radio party.
Play that funky music, white boy.
Noon to 2.
Let's play this backwards and see if it gets any better.
On 1010XL.
I've been a sick of business, no crabs. When you're faced with damage in your home from water, fire, or mold, you need a team with the expertise to fix it right.
Resto Pros!
A locally owned, nationally backed franchise that's here to help you when you need them. A team that does it right the first time.
Resto Pros!
Remember, you don't have to use the insurance company's preferred contractors. Get it done right by a licensed professional you can trust. Call 904-201-9151 or go to RestoProsAnyFlorida.com. That's RestoProsAnyFlorida.com.
Resto Pros!
Jaguars Today, Thursday.
Brought to you by Cannons of Jacksonville.
What's up, Duval? I'm Chad Valamek, owner of Purple Heart Pools, Jacksonville's veteran-owned pool company for over 10 years. We specialize in new pool construction and pool renovations, built on military values, integrity, communication, attention to detail, and honor. Now is the perfect time to start your pool project, so when the heat hits, your pool is ready. As an Iraq War veteran and Purple Heart recipient, pride in what I do is everything. Let me show you the difference in how my team and I execute your pool project with military precision. Call Purple Heart Pools, Jacksonville's veteran pool company.
For your chance to win tickets to Chris Stapleton and special guest Alan Stone, June 11th at ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, text Chris to the text line built by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010.
Look around and we know you've got options for gasoline, but those other places, they're not in the business of more. At Shell, that's what you get every day. Members get more rewards, more savings, more special offers. You'll even get 10 cents per gallon off of your first fill when you sign up and save on every fill after that. Choose to get more and more with every drive. Join the Shell Fuel Rewards program today at fuelrewards.com. Offer valid at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com for more information.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops. Windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval!
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Mike DeRocco Thursday on Jaguars Today is covered by Lee and Kate's Glass on 1010XL.
So, your favorite Trent Baalke memory as a Jacksonville Jaguar GM, 641-1010. Ha ha, kidding. Happy Trent Baalke departure
How
day.
quickly would the show devolve if you actually did that?
Some say it's way past that point, Mike.
No, it would get so much worse.
Well, if you did favorite, you would just not have anyone call.
Mm-hmm.
Likely, probably their favorite day was 1 year ago today.
Right.
His
would
last
imagine.
day.
Yeah.
Yes, his
it won't
last
be taking Trayvon over Aiden Hutchinson.
I don't think it would, and we love Trayvon.
We do.
Good player.
Very, very good player.
You know, and James Gladstone kind of putting words in his mouth to some degree, but at the season-ending presser, kind of described him as one of those heart and soul of the team kind of guys, the kind of guy that I want to have around for a long time. Let's shelve that for a minute, okay? Because I got a couple of things. Devin Lloyd, breaking news. What do you got?
Yes, he is going to be making the Pro Bowl. TJ Watt is pulled out because of an injury. So Devin Lloyd, I almost said is heading to Orlando. No, he is heading to Santa Clara because the Pro Bowl is now in California this year. So good for Devin.
Yes. And TJ Watt injury was the team doctor stabbed him in a lung. That's, I mean, allegedly. I mean, with a needle, not a knife.
I know what you meant.
I know, but
I mean,
for those who don't, that's what happened.
Right. That's why that cost Tyrod Taylor, right? That's when Justin Herbert stepped into the starting lineup.
Right. They were like, hey, we'll shoot that up.
Which was inevitable anyway, but whatever. Yeah.
Correct. You know.
But still.
Oh, what history could have been like.
Yes, exactly.
Tyrod still could hold that job. No, wouldn't be the case. D-Rock, looking at the Jaguars, coaching staff right now, let's say if they were going to go in-house on the offensive side, if Grant Udinski were to get a head coaching gig this time around, Spencer Whipple, the guy, if they were going to go in-house off the staff and promote.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I think it would either be Shane Waldron or Spencer Whipple, but I think it would probably be Spencer.
Shane Waldron's got too much gray around the temples.
Yes,
man. This is a young squad. We're going young here.
I mean, Spencer.
Just kidding, Shane.
Is he coached with Liam at UMass. They've known each other for a long, long time. We talk about the impact that Udinski had with Trevor. Well, Whipple and Waldron were part of that as well, significantly.
Very similar to when they put the brain trust when Doug Peterson came in, right? You had all these former quarterbacks, OCs that all played a role in giving him a sounding board, giving him different perspectives, giving him real life experience of having played the position, what have you.
Right, and being the buffer.
Yeah.
I mean, Liam talked about that, a couple of weeks ago. You need a buffer between the head coach.
Can't be telling off your head coach, even if that's the way you feel. Not that Trevor Lawrence getting benched, but you don't need that.
I mean, they're going to get mad at each other. That's what happens.
Diffuse the tension when there is a little tension.
And then Whipple can go and be like, look, Liam's just being a jerk today. You know what? Someone, he didn't get enough.
I know. We all know.
We didn't get enough Cheerios or whatever it was. Or, he dropped a weight on his toe during his morning workout. Everything's going to be fine. We love you. He loves you. That kind of stuff. So I would guess it would probably be Whipple.
I do think, though, that aspect of it is why I don't I would vote the same as the majority here. If I could only keep one, I'm going to keep Campanile, because it is his defense, lock, stock, and barrel. He got career years out of a bunch of guys playing up to their peak. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And this is fundamentally Liam Cohen's offense, and it's still an attractive job. And the fact that Udinski is getting this, I think, means that Liam Cohen doesn't have to just turn to someone on staff. Not that he wouldn't. That may be his top choice, but if he wanted to go outside, I think it'd be a simple job to fill, Tone.
Yeah, and I think how much responsibility Camp's been given, right? Because it does feel like Cohen is kind of hands off with it. He's like, do your thing, on that side of the ball. So from that perspective, I think in the last segment when we got around to Udinski, if he goes, who does he take with him? I do think adds an element to it that I hadn't really thought about, from that perspective. But I still trust Cohen to put together a staff that he's going to be successful as an offensive coordinator and a head coach on that side. I trust that part of that process a lot more fully than I do trying to find a new name, on the defensive side of the ball to do it, if that's the choice that I'm going to be making.
But, how many guys could he take with him, right? You could take one guy if he's being given the title of offensive coordinator.
Sure. Well, you could take Tyler Tettleton and make him, he's the assistant wide receivers coach. You can make him the wide receivers coach.
If it's a promotion.
If it's a promotion, right. Chad Morton, everybody down there raves about Chad Morton. Liam's called him the best running backs coach in the league.
Okay, but what if you're not
he would have to
the
be
OC,
the offensive coordinator
or
in order to
assistant
win
head
the league.
coach?
Yeah, or assistant. Yeah, there's not a lot of guys. He could take Shane Waldron and make him his OC if he wanted. You know what I mean?
He's been an OC, and I honestly, I do think I wonder if you can just replicate Udinski. I don't want to sell him short, right? I think he didn't just get on Liam Cohen's radar because he was young. He didn't just go, who's the youngest guy I could possibly hire here? There was something about the work he was doing and the reputation that he had that made him take that chance to say, okay, we're going to give you this role, even though it doesn't come with play calling responsibilities. You are way younger than the norm here, and he took that shot on him. So it's not like you can just necessarily, the next guy he brings in is going to have that exact same positive impact.
Yeah, it's a risk always. You never know. But I think seeing the staff that he put together, his first staff, I think everybody should have a really high level of confidence that whatever changes he makes are going to work. And whoever he brings in, it's going to be the right hire.
This question, and I've had it come up before. I think we've addressed it a little bit, but let me get your take on it on the text line here. You're like, what are you going to ask?
Yeah.
And
Remember what we said about the text line off the air.
This I usually handle those, okay? And this one's for you. Have we considered how the team will hire coaches or select free agents with the updates and construction of the stadium? Next year, reduce capacity. The following year, having to travel for every home game. I think that's a bigger deal. But would players and coaches deem this a distraction and take opportunities elsewhere?
No.
I don't think so either.
No, not at all. You want to go play if the Jags are interested in you as a potential free agent, standing there going, well, it's going to be a reduced capacity. No, it's all about the money. Free agency is all about the money. So don't ever think it's not about the money. Whenever they say, oh, it's not about the money, BS. It's about the money. If it weren't about the money, then guys would be signing for much lower deals to stay somewhere else. It's not about playing in Orlando. Look, it's going to be a crap year anyway in 27 because everybody's going to have to go down there and play. It's awful. Everyone just knows it, but that's not going to keep a guy from signing here if the money's right.
If the money's right? But if it's comparable money, could that be something that somebody goes, man, we're going to be doing what? We're going to, like.
Does anybody know what the weather is this weekend? It's going to be in Buffalo.
Well, but that was going to be my next point. Travis Etienne. Okay. I don't want to play in any cold weather city. I probably shouldn't have said that. He says. So if he got offered $1 million more to go play in Green Bay outdoors, would he choose to play in the South?
Absolutely. Or he'll go to take the Green Bay money.
Maybe.
I would expect it. I would be surprised if he didn't.
It out too. Yeah.
And look, I don't blame him. That's not a knock on him. You got to get as much as you can, especially at that position.
Yeah. Myles Garrett was tired of all the losing and was ready to leave until they put the money in front of him. He's like, yeah, Cleveland's awesome.
Yeah, I love Cleveland.
Why would anyone ever want to leave the Browns?
Right. I mean, it is. It's never about anything else. It's about the money. And there's nothing wrong with that. Not at all.
I don't know if it's never about anything else. I do agree that's the number one determining factor. But I can't say with 100% that there would be no player or coach that would be turned off by it if they had options.
Right.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. But I think it's a big deal? No, but it's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be a pain in the ass, quite frankly, to pack up and hit the road every Sunday.
I don't know that if you're Liam Cohen and you're interviewing an assistant coach to be your new offensive coordinator, for example, that you would say to them, hey, look, it's going to be a reduced capacity here at the stadium next year, so not as loud as we would love it. But you would say, hey, just so you know, in 27, we're going to have to be playing all our home games in Orlando. And that's going to suck. But we're not having to move the facility or anything. We can still be here in Jacksonville and practice at our own facility. So that's I would be stunned if that had a guy going, oh, man, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to take this job for that reason.
By the way, they got people that can worry about this. Obviously, that's not me. But just out of curiosity, what will they do on game day? Bus down there to Orlando?
I don't know. I've joked about them getting on a plane. And going down, that would be my guess. They would go on They're still going to go on Saturday. They're not going to go on Sunday.
Okay.
The players. They're going to go on Saturday.
True. Right.
I don't know if you want...
For a home game.
For home games, yeah. For a home
But that's
game.
the whole other layer to it, too. Like, home game, got to load on the bus or whatever. If you're going Saturday, why wouldn't you take the bus? I don't know. Flying to Orlando seems...
Depends on where they're staying, too.
Seems crazy. That's true, right? How close you are to the airport, how close and all that. I don't know. Just one of those things that they will figure out the logistics of. And I don't think, as long as the Miller Electric Center ain't moving, Tony, I don't think you and I are moving on game day. That's for D-Rock to worry about.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
Unfortunately. And the fans, by the way. We understand that as well.
Maybe you only need one trooper to go with you to clear the interstate for you.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what is kind of going to be my thought process. Do they get a police escort the whole way down? I don't know.
I get it. Orlando's not the easiest place to get in and out of, but if you have the trooper clearing the road for you, it's a lot easier. To do those things.
I could sell hey, here's the opportunity to drive Mike DiRocco on game day back and forth from Orlando.
I guarantee you could. There's no doubt you could. You do a little podcast from the vehicle? Come on.
A little live? Oh, yeah.
Cruising with D-Rock? Something like driving with D-Rock? You know it could happen, man.
I don't think ESPN would be okay with that, but...
No?
I don't know.
Why not? There are plenty of guys on ESPN radio stations around the country that I'm sure have some kind of endorsement deals on their local station. Why would that be? I don't know.
Yeah.
You allowed to do podcasts?
Yeah,
You have your own podcast?
Yeah, gotta get. If I do like an outside podcast, has to be approved first because we have our own podcast network. But I think I've only been told once or twice no, because it was with a direct competitor competing network.
Gotcha.
Like FanDuel or something like that. I don't remember what it was.
You're on 1010XL. Let's get Regina in Mandarin up before we hit the break. Regina, good morning to you.
Good morning. I always enjoy listening. I just had a quick question. Talking about, I actually think both Udinski and Campanile are going to leave. But what do Liam Cohen, how much input do you think Gladstone and Tony Baselli are going to have in making the new hires? And I'll take your discussion on air. Go Jags.
All right. Go Jags indeed. I think this is a Liam Cohen.
It won't be. I mean, they won't be not aware of who
They'll
he's
discuss
interested in
the fit and all that. But in the
exactly.
end, I mean, he's the one who's in charge of the coaching staff, right?
Right. And but they would have some input. Hey, these are the guys I'm looking at. What do you think?
Decision.
One voice.
Liam Cohen's, I think, got the final say on that. He's got the gavel.
I don't think Tony Baselli would go, you know what?
Can't have him as our wide receivers coach.
No. They'll know.
That guy went to UCLA.
They'll probably sit in on the interview. I would assume one of them or both would sit in on the interview, or at least meet the guy on the interview if he comes for an interview or whatever.
Right here. Hey, I'll drive D-Rock. That's from Detective Larry on the text line.
Detective Larry?
Detective Larry.
Does Detective Larry have
he have the berries?
Lights and sirens?
Can he throw the berries on?
No. Does Detective Larry have light and sirens?
That's what the berries are.
Oh.
The berries. The little
I
blue and red.
Light bar. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, the
whatever. Berries. Yeah,
whatever. What do you want me to ask him?
Does Detective Larry have lights and sirens?
Do you have the ability to go lights and sirens the whole way?
And can I work
asking
the siren?
for a friend? And
can I work the
I'm not
siren?
adding that. I am not adding that. So we'll see when we come back if he replies to that. I bet he'll come up with something. So it'd be easy, bro. That's not a bad idea.
Probably not.
You're probably gonna need. Do you need to get them credentialed though? Do they need to get in?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Or do they just need to hang out here?
Yeah,
I'll be back in 5 hours.
Yeah. Go to Disney. Here's a Disney.
Whatever the case may be. All right, let's come back and continue the conversation. We'll take a look at the folks weighing in on today's Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day on the which coordinator you would most hope to retain if you could only keep one out of Campanile and Udinski. Would like them both back. We'll see how the coaching carousel turns. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Superior products, exceptional service. The past comes to life in the present.
And the Jaguars are going to the playoffs.
The memories bridge the gap to the future.
From 27-0 to win the game.
Experience the most play-by-play sports on 1010XL.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. Before termites attack your home or business and cause costly damage, Terminix it. Terminix stops termites in my home fast. These destructive pests may have been around for millions of years, but before they show up, so does Terminix. And their time is up. Don't live with a termite problem. I certainly wasn't going to. Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. Terminix.com.
You're locked in to Jaguars Today Thursday with
Cannons of Jacksonville.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
This is the kind of sandwich you don't rush. French dip at Firehouse Subs. Premium roast beef loaded with caramelized onions, melted provolone cheese, and topped with Italian seasoning. Stacked on a toasted garlic bread roll with hot au jus for dipping. For a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
I'm with Fred from Cycles of Jacksonville. We always talk about Honda, Triumph, so many great bikes, but Aprilia from Italy is also a beautiful line.
It is absolutely gorgeous, and it is a fine sport bike. It's one that when you take your helmet off, you're never frowning. You're always smiling.
So if you want to treat yourself to something really special on the road, that's a line they should look into?
Absolutely, and we've got them in stock and ready to roll.
All right, make sure you check them out. They are on Atlantic near Regency. CyclesofJacksonville.com is a great place to go, or check out their Facebook page at Cycles of Jacksonville.
Former Russian political prisoner and Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Vladimir Karamurza takes the stage at the Center for Performing Arts. Hear his powerful story of courage, imprisonment, and freedom February 3rd. Get your tickets now at thefloridaforum.com.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the chairman of Underwoods. With Christmas behind us in 2026 here, the last thing you want to hear is somebody trying to sell you something. That's why at Underwoods, we'd like to stop and just say thank you to all the people that came in our stores over the last year. Whether you bought from us or not, we want to thank you for coming in and giving us the chance to help. You see, in North Florida, there are a lot of people trying to sell you jewelry, but at Underwoods, we consider it an honor for somebody to come in and just give us that chance to help. And if we do a good job, we might get a chance to serve again. Having served North Florida since 1928, all of us here understand what a customer really gives us during that visit to Underwoods, their trust, and it's up to us to do everything we can to keep it. So on behalf of everybody on the Underwood team, thanks again for coming into our stores, and we wish each of you a Happy New Year.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, the golden moment today is 3 finalist nominations for the top guys here for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is top 5 in MVP voting. We know that. He's a finalist among the 5. So he'll finish somewhere there. He got, for the second time in history, someone on the Jaguars has received an MVP vote somewhere, whether it's first, second, third place, whatever. And it's Trevor Lawrence again. He's the only one who's ever received a vote before. Now, it used to be voting was only one guy.
One name,
and so you could only vote for the one name, and there were no second, third, fourth place votes, what have you. Also, Trevor is a finalist for Comeback Player of the Year award, and Liam Cohen is a finalist for NFL Coach of the Year. So quite the impressive showing in 2025 from that.
I mean,
duo.
accolades come along when you go 13-4.
It absolutely happens that way sometimes.
Yeah, that's
but
crazy.
I mean, it just goes to show you where things were at various points along the way. You know, a year ago today, you woke up, Trent Baalke was your GM. No, seriously. And Liam Cohen had withdrawn his name from the process. And, you know, maybe you didn't think that much of it at the time because you didn't know how good it was going to turn out to be when you got him in here. But then, why are we the only one who's interviewing Liam Cohen? What does everyone else know? Why are we the only one?
Why are we stupid?
Why, right.
Man,
I heard that a lot.
Right.
Heard that
Man,
from
I
people.
hope they can land Robert Saleh.
Man, right, exactly. I hope they can get solid. Man, this guy says Duval. How? Are you kidding me? Like, I mean, like all these reasons for doubt you had along the way. And I'm not saying Jaguar fans shouldn't have reasons for doubt because, let's be honest, Shad Khan hasn't always hired the best coaching staffs, right? And the fact that it took Tony Boselli basically to push him to change the front office to the degree that he did, you know, I get it. A lot of people are, all right, you know, Shad, like you referenced, talking about, hey, I can't clean house. I can't get rid of the cafeteria workers. Like, that's not what cleaning house is. It's 2 jobs, right? And maybe a few assistants directly under them. And look, you change a head coach, you're going to change the majority of your coaching staff. I understand that. But anyway, things have changed greatly. And Arrow hopefully will continue to point up. But then again, nothing's guaranteed to you, D-Rock. You got to create the same. Like Trevor Lawrence said, it's hard to get here. He said that at the end of the year. He wasn't saying it's hard to get to the playoffs. He was saying it's hard to go through everything and to put yourself in position to have a home game, to win 13, to win 8 in a row, to close the season, all these different things, and I know it stunk when Houston went on and advanced beyond the Jaguars in the playoffs, but man, are you kind of not glad that gave C.J. Stroud the opportunity to completely melt down? And
that was ugly.
I mean,
was that ugly?
Throwing balls up for grabs and meanwhile, as some were saying they should have benched him at halftime.
Can't do that.
I agree.
Can't do it.
Our guy here is finishing top 5 in the MVP voting.
Yeah.
So that debate right now is clearly in the camp of number 16.
Yeah.
To me, it is.
Yeah. Look, he's without question now. There's nobody around the league that can sit there and not say, yeah, Trevor's the best quarterback in the division, without question.
Right.
Because last year, people still would have said it was C.J. Stroud, despite the tail off.
Yes, I agree with you.
Now I think Texans fans feel like what the Jags fans felt like for the last couple of years. There's major questions about our franchise quarterback. That's what the Texans fans are going to be talking about all across this offseason. And now...
and your choice becomes, do I pay this guy who I have a few questions about $55 million or more on average, or do I get back in line and try to find the next guy, man? It's tough
Spin the
to do.
wheel.
Look, as disappointed and as painful as that Jags loss was here for Jags fans, Houston just wasted an elite, one of the best defenses you'll see, and we have seen in a long, long time.
No doubt.
And you can't just automatically think that it's going to be the same next year either. Like just you're talking about. It's
guys get older, guys get hurt, things happen.
They were good enough even last weekend that while Stroud was doing all that nonsense, they were in the game into the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that's how good that defense was.
Right. Trevor threw 4 first-half interceptions. Jags were down 27-0 at that point, right? Then they came back. They were down 21-10. So after the same exact circumstance.
Yeah, but there was no feeling. I mean, I watched that game. There was zero feeling that
no, there
the
wasn't,
Patriots...
D-Rock. But if they made one play, right, you make
and the defense could have been the one that made the play.
Right.
Like it wasn't even that Stroud had to be the one that did it. It's that the defense was good enough that when they got the ball and got the field goal to start the second half, I was like,
please
the
don't let
defense
this
is going to
happen.
do something.
Right.
Like that's the way it felt watching them. They're going to make something happen.
Well, that's because you're still burned as a Jags person about the comeback in the fourth quarter.
Maybe
as
so.
You should. I never had a feeling that the Patriots weren't beating them that day. Once when they were up 21-10.
I had doubts. I definitely did. For like Tony said, it would have been like one of those how do they lose this game kind of situations, but I could have seen it going that way. And then, especially in the back of your mind, you're going, and then they go to play Jared Stidham in the AFC title game.
Oh, my
are
gosh,
you kidding?
what they would have done to Stidham.
Oh, my, right, exactly. All right, Tony's going to take us around the NFL.
Now, Gems Around the NFL, brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Denver running back J.K. Dobbins was a limited practice participant on Wednesday, his first practice participating since he suffered a foot injury in November. Denver also opened the 21-day practice window for center Luke Wattenberg. He was a full practice participant yesterday. Seattle quarterback Sam Darnold is still working through an oblique injury that had him listed as questionable on their last injury report before the divisional round game against San Francisco last week. Head coach Mike McDonald said that Darnold will not be throwing every pass in practice this week. Buffalo GM Brandon Beane said on Wednesday that quarterback Josh Allen could be undergoing a foot procedure, but that it would not affect his availability for the start of the team's offseason program in April. Minnesota signed defensive coordinator Brian Flores to a contract extension in San Francisco. General manager John Lynch said yesterday that it is safe to say that wide receiver Brandon Ayuk has played his last snap for the 49ers.
I didn't take John Lynch to say that, but when the GM puts it in those terms, it's gone bad. A lot of people on the text line want to drive you to Orlando. Okay,
wow.
Detective Larry said no lights and sirens, but he will be armed to the teeth. And he spent many years doing game day security, 26 seasons doing game day security for the Jags. So If you want a guy who's armed to the teeth, who will escort you. Fan Cam has offered 9 holes at LPGA International on the drive down.
We're going to have to leave at like 3 in the morning then.
Yeah, but if I assume, would you go down on game day or would you go down on?
I think for Mondays I would, or for 1 o'clock games I would go down.
Just get up early and
Yeah.
drive down there.
Like if I left at 7, well, if I'm driving in with police escort here, then I probably could leave at like 9. But yeah, I would just like leave at 7, be there by 10 maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it too much. But anyway, what other offers do I have to choose from?
Let's see. I had another one here. I'm not going to tell you what we call him on the text line. People sometimes have nicknames that are in-house. But he just said he would. He'll take you.
All right, wow.
Billy said it's like a 15 to 20-minute flight to Orlando. He's done it from Craig Airfield before. So it just seems like a lot to get on a plane for 20 minutes. I don't know. It just seems weird to me, but you know what? I don't make billions of dollars like the NFL does.
I mean, they have to take that big charter, so they're not flying out of Craig either. So they would have to, yeah. But interesting. I don't know what they're going to do. I think they know, obviously, but I haven't really asked because nobody over there is, until it's approved by the NFL, which I think the earliest that could happen would be the spring meetings, the end of March into April. That's when I think they're expected to take it up. But until it's approved, no one's really wants to talk about it over there.
All right. Detective Larry famously held back Seahawk legend Quentin Jefferson from entering the stands in that 2017 game.
That's the guy I want then. Yeah.
There you go. And armed to the teeth as well. So there's that.
Nobody's going to mess with me.
No, right? I mean, maybe just make it a foursome. I don't know who the fourth guy's going to be. You, Fan Cam, and Detective Larry can caravan down to Orlando.
Wow. And you'll get at least one story out of it.
You get a story, get a sponsorship. You can plug them here on 1010XL.
Oh, my gosh.
Got to take our final timeout. Let's come back with a couple of last-minute thoughts with Mike DeRocco on the other side on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jacks, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjacks.com.
When the team heats up and the temps climb high, Sunrise Heating and AC keeps you cool. That's no lie. From kickoff to overtime and every long drive, they'll keep your home feeling fresh and alive. When your system's down, don't sweat the score. Sunrise Heating and AC of North Florida is ready to restore. Fast, honest service from a local crew, keeping Jacksonville fans chill all season through. Your comfort starts here at sunriseheatingandac.com.
Touchdown! Jaguars Today Thursday, brought to you by Cannons of Jacksonville.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein and Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
If you're ready to transform your yard with a fence that stands out, elevate your curb appeal with Superior Fence and Rail. Superior takes pride in offering first-class service, friendly installers, and unmatched fence products. Mention this ad and get $250 off your next project. It's time to get off the fence and call today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hi, this is Dave Barker with IHRS. Are you frustrated with those trendy pills, drops, and lotions that claim to make your hair thicker and fuller? Are you taking weight loss drugs or medication that's making your hair fall out? Whether you're frustrated with results from treatments that just don't work, or you no longer have the fuller, thicker hair that you once had, there's a better way.
Our hair restoration solutions have helped literally over 10,000 men and women restore their hair in as little as 2 office visits.
Ready to grow your hair back and have permanent, natural, and guaranteed results? For your confidential consultation, call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or go to hairforme.com. That's hairforme.com. The Jacksonville Icemen are back in town this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday, it's Lizard Kings weekend. Go back in time to the mid to late 90s and pay tribute to our hockey roots. The Icemen will transform into the Lizard Kings with specialty jerseys and themed music. Friday, the first 2,000 fans get a Tom Coughlin bobblehead. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksonvilleIcemen.com, or call 904-602-PUCK. Iceman hockey is #Sub-Zero.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out. Garage Door 911, GarageDoor911.com.
Here's good advice from your friends here at 1010XL. I'm Frank Frangie. The next time you need to send a gift for a birthday, anniversary, wedding, or just for the fun of it, call the experts at Kuhn Flowers. For over 75 years, Kuhn Flowers does it right.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Mike DeRocco on Jaguars Today is kept comfortable by Lee and Kate's Glass on 1010XL.
All right, D-Rock, always good to have him on board. One more week with the man from ESPN. Let's see. All right. I don't know why they're letting us know this, but nevertheless, I'm in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania. After today, it's not going to reach 20 degrees until February. Yeah.
Sounds cold.
Good thing we're not there.
Yeah, I think he was talking about. What were we talking about?
Just the weather being a factor and stuff like that. Yeah, so who knows? Here we go. Pat in the Berg.
Middleburg.
Okay. I'll offer D-Rock a fully stocked bar. Might be good for the ride home.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
I appreciate all the offers.
Yeah. Can we
That is awesome.
Can we combine the weaponry and the fully stocked bar?
Nah, it's probably a bad idea.
On game day?
Yeah. We don't need.
Let's go into a crowd here. Hey, there's D-Rock. I know what's in that car.
You are trying to get us robbed.
Armed to the teeth. No, you're armed to the teeth. Detective Larry's not going to allow that to happen. Come on, man.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I just actually listened to a podcast about the North Hollywood shootout from way back in like 97. The bank robbers.
Where they put on the full body armor and were just taking it like, it's like the movie Heat. You ever see the movie Heat?
Yeah.
Like very similar, that scene where they just are in the street taking like full automatic weapons fire.
Yep.
So what about it?
Oh, it's just an amazing story about how it all unfolded and stuff. But he was mentioning
Where'd you see
hijack,
this?
huh?
Where'd you see? You read it or you?
No, it was a podcast.
Oh, was it?
Infamous History, I think.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah,
sounds
pretty cool.
interesting. What's coming up at ESPN.com for you?
That Trevor story is going to run eventually. I'm just not sure when. I think it might be after the Super Bowl.
They keep having things to add now. Top 5 MVP, right?
Exactly.
Let's see where he finishes.
Yeah.
Top 5 comeback player of the year candidate.
Would be neat if he won. I like I said before, I think he has a better chance to win the comeback, but I don't know that he's going to win either.
I agree with you. But you have a piece coming up on
top 5
off-season
storylines
priorities
to watch going into the offseason, or top 5 storylines to watch going into the offseason. Talk about free agents in there and what to do maybe with Trayvon and some other stuff as well.
We'll look forward to it, man. Today's question of the day, 84+% going with keep Campanile versus keep Udinski. If you could only keep one, that's the direction that they would prefer to go. It's similar to some degree to MVP voting, right? Like, you can only vote for one guy here. You might think this is razor thin, but if you prefer one, that's the only vote you can cast, right? And I think we'd agree. If you're only keeping one, Campanile has more of a hands-on impact on everything that happens on his side of the ball compared to Udinski. That doesn't mean Udinski is significantly less important. It's not, to me, it's not an 85-15 proposition into how close it is. But since you can only vote for one, I would have voted with the majority as well. So anyway, that's out there. If you haven't cast your vote at MD_1010XL, let's say hello to XL Primetime.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Big Sirs, hello.
Hello, gentlemen. How you doing?
How are things, man?
Wonderful.
You recovering? Or are you good?
Great. I'm doing great. Listen, I'm devastated and proud at the same time.
When are we going to get a video of you during a Miami Hurricanes game screaming at the players, "Get up, defense, let's go"? When are we going to get that?
Never.
No? All right. Just you're going to leave that for Mike Orvin?
I know you're going with Mike. I'm not as animated as Mike.
I know.
I'm a little bit more low-key.
You are a little bit more
I
low-key.
am.
All right. It's all good,
but
man.
interiorly, I am burning inside.
I got you. All right. What's coming up on Primetime today, man?
Well, I think today may be the anniversary of Trent Baalke's fire.
It is.
I think we're going to celebrate it.
Yeah, why not? It's
Got some
Departure Day.
stories. Yeah.
D-Day.
Yes.
Around these parts.
Ding-
All right.
D-Day. We'll call it D-Day.
Could be that.
Ding Dong, the Witch is dead.
There you go. All right. Or our
That's so
FB
harsh.
Day.
I didn't come up with that, by the way.
Fireball.
Joe Cowell came up with it.
Ding Dong, the Witch is dead.
Yeah.
I don't know if you came up with that
I did
either, but he applied it in this case. And
I think someone came up with that a while ago.
I think that's been around for a bit. Anyway, just giving you a hard time, sirs. We'll be listening, man. There
Appreciate
a lot.
it.
I mean, look, Trevor Lawrence postseason awards, Liam Cohen postseason
saw
awards,
that, man.
coordinators getting head coaching interviews left and right.
That's
man.
what happens when you're good.
There's a lot going on. Have a good show.
Appreciate it.
All right, there you go. Big Sirs coming up for the next couple of hours. D-Rock, we'll look forward to your next article coming out on off-season priorities for the Jacksonville
By the
Jaguars.
way, we're just not going to mention that Leon's wearing
a shirt with himself
sweatshirt
on it?
with his own
Leon
picture on it. We're
Searcy,
not
Big
mentioning
Sirs,
that.
All-Pro,
Like no
number
one says
72.
anything about that.
Good for him, man. He's got a logo.
I want one.
He's got a logo.
All right.
Yeah, I bet we can get your face on the side of whatever vehicle. We'll get one of those like fat heads of D-Rock's
Yes.
face size on,
Now
the,
you're
on the side
talking.
of a panel van.
Now you're talking.
Yes.
I like it.
Remember the bumper sticker? I shouldn't say it on the air. I'll not. I'll self-censor for once. All right, we
There
got to
we
get
go.
out of here. We're past the point of no
What's
return.
wrong with "There's no place like home" bumper sticker?
That wasn't the one I was going for, Tony, but thank you for thinking in a positive fashion. Tom McManus in with us tomorrow. For Mike DeRocco, Tony Smith, and RJ Saunders, I'm Mike Dempsey. Thank you for listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the renewal.